Alright guys, now my brother tells me that I don't put enough character in these videos and that I'm not giving you guys the true me. So I'm going to tell you guys a little story out here on this bear hunt. It's a little bit of a gripe video. Now, we've been out here for a few days and hunting has been pretty slow. No big deal, you know. I like to call this a vacation hunt. It's unreal. Weather's beautiful, everything's beautiful. Not a bad time, not hiking your nutsack off, not going 15 miles deep in the back country, just a real enjoyable hunt. And just so happens that there's a campground that we're staying in on this hunt, and it just so happens that this campground has some facilities, if you know what I mean, a shitter. Now, it just so happens that a Forest Service employee, for story's sake, we're gonna call him Forrest. Now, it's not to knock on the Forest Service. This guy just, when you hear certain names, you picture certain people. Now, Forrest had a big old Grizzly Adams beard, didn't have a up-to-date haircut, didn't really have much of a haircut at all, you know? So, it's a pretty fitting name for our main character. Well, Forrest is at this campsite checking for noxious weeds, which is awesome. I'm grateful for that. I'm sure Forrest does a great job at that. And I'm not trying to knock Forrest, but when Forrest is there, we happen to see him, so we go, hey buddy, there's no toilet paper in the shitter, right? Now, I think any reasonable human would think that that's a decent thing to pass along to a guy. Well, Forrest, of course, you know, the Forest Service is cut back, so, you know, that's not really Forrest's job. So he'll make sure to pass it along. Now, of course, in 2025, we all know that the Forest Service has had some cutbacks, you know. And Forrest, of course, had to inform us that they've had some cutbacks. But I don't know about you folks, but do you care? I'm guessing about 90% of you give a shit about noxious weeds. I think 90% of you would give more cares when you go to use the shitter and there's no toilet paper. Now, that's just my opinion. Maybe you guys have a different one. You can comment that down below and tell me how you like to use your hand, as long as there's no weeds in that campground. That's fine. Go ahead, tell me that down below. But, of course, we pass this on to Forrest, and Forrest tells us, of course, he'll pass it on to somebody else, but he doesn't really expect much will happen. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really think it takes much to unlock a lock, maybe throw a couple rolls on there. I mean, Forrest is already telling us he's just here to check and he'll be back later. So I'm not real sure how much of an over-the-top task this is. This is kind of making me think that maybe they should be getting some cuts in their departments. If these guys can't just go, I don't know, just a little bit extra mile here. I mean, you guys are probably thinking that I just don't like the Forest Service and I'm griping about this, but I can tell you guys a story because I'm a union employee. And I think a lot of you guys have probably made some union comments. Sorry guys, had to swap the battery out, but I'm sure a bunch of you folks in your day have made comments on how union employees are the laziest SOBs around and how they can only do one thing. Well, I'm here to tell you, I would put toilet paper in that shitter for all you folks. And the funny thing is, it's not my job, but when I'm out here in the wilderness, I pick up after other people. You don't know what happens, you know. Yeah, some of these people are litter bugs, but sometimes something falls out of your pack, and I hope someone returns the favor for me. My biggest thing here at the end of the day in this story is I really hope that Forrest passes that on to the right person, because, you know, Karma, she's a real bitch. And I think Forrest is going to be at one of these campgrounds one of these days, and he's going to have an itch to use the facilities, aka the old shitter, and I hope for his own sake that Karma doesn't bite him in the ass and give him no toilet paper to wipe his ass. So my message is just, come on folks, let's all give just a little bit extra, and maybe this world will just be a little bit of a better place, and maybe there will be shit paper for you when you're in the forest.